Today was messy. I got maybe 2 hours of tape in. I cut the session towards the end. I had some very big losing trades, which is okay. The only problem, I'm just gonna focus on the tape. I wrote the other day in one of my journals that the more you write and the more complex you make something, the harder it is. I'm just gonna focus on what the tape says. That's where my edge comes from. So I'm not going to attach any preconceived. I'm not going to attach any notions to my trades. Oh, if I did this or if I did this, it would have been much better. I'm just gonna focus on the tape. When I get a week of consistency, that is money every day. I'll open a Top Step account and trade from there. But in order for me to do that, I have to meet my goals in terms of process orientation. I fell asleep for an hour today, meaning it wasn't 3 hours of trading; it was two. I want to get from 4:30 to 8:30. It'll be 30 minutes. It's gonna have to be four. It's gonna have to be 4 to 8:30. 30 minutes of a sort of out of my bed, standing up, decompression to get my mind running right. So I'm just going to have to aggressively fight against sleep inertia. If I do that, I'm almost certain if I get 4 hours a day for a week, even if it's not consistent, if I can put that up over and over again, the next week it will be profitable very fast. I also want to stick with return pullbacks. Today, towards the end of the session, I was tempted not to do that. I'm going to write this again. Be outcome independent and process oriented. This is a short on sellers in the back ticking the absence of buyers there. I agree with that. It's at a good point. It's at a good area, value area. Buyers step in here. Sellers take off. So it would be a good place to scratch for a tick, which is what I appear to do here. I take two ticks on it probably. Notice how we're offering higher. The tape is cleared out. It's the first trade of the day, and I let it run. Um, not from a patience perspective, but not from a patience perspective, but from a first, but from an order flow perspective, I got in on sellers being there and buyers not being there, and then buyers showed up at 14.25. I should have gotten out for a tick there. So I'm gravitating towards getting out immediately for most of my trades. When you know a trade is in the wrong, scratch immediately. That might have saved me money. I know the guy I was talking about the other day didn't do that, but and then I was at the first trade of the day. Yeah. And then I figured my emotions kicked in first trade of the day. First trade of the day, I'm like, what am I doing? I should have gotten out at 50 when that signal disappeared. And here I am, 4 or 5 ticks offside, and I carried that into the session. So I think the one rule I added up here, there's truth to it, but we are just going to watch the tape, and I feel like I'm at a point in the tape where I don't need to carry 4 or 5 tick losing trades. Patience is an important people trait, and an important trait many people don't have. That was one mistake of the day. These two, you can't trade for money. I'm getting better at that actually. These two in session. I was impatient. I felt like I knew what the market was going to do, and then I aggressively doubled down accordingly. And so I took two back-to-back big tick losses there. I'm just pulling my coat around my shoulder. I'm antsy to get in here and make lots of money, right? Really, the best thing I can do in a losing session is to just not lose my head. If I can do that, I'm gonna make so much money you're not even gonna believe how much I'm gonna post about it. I might even not post about it and just move on with my life. I mean, or I might stop reviewing altogether. Okay, notice how the buyers absorb there and price doesn't move higher. Be a good place to get out for a tick loss because they're simply not giving me what I want. And I could flip there, but I can't do that according to my rules. And we're gonna keep the rules because the rules are good for amateurs, and I'm an amateur. I know I'm kind of beating up the mic here. It's because my arms hurt. Okay, leave me alone. This is an opportune. This is an opportune return pullback short, but notice how there's a bid at 16 and we're sitting at 1575. Best thing I could do here is scratch it for a tick. So I'm picking losing positions, basically, which is fine. It's actually okay to lose 3 ticks. It's completely acceptable. And then we see a turn in my favor after they hold it. I agree with the moving the stop to 16 even on that trade. I agree with this trade because of the back ticking, the pressure from buyers. I agree with the stop as well. Sorry, I was daydreaming. 1425. I get in on the down ticking. Nothing on the tape. Good return pullback area. 11 sold at 1425. That's what I'm watching here. I would agree with giving it 14 two to one or two ticks of leg room, and I pull my stop down to 1450. I agree with that as well, just because I think I know what the market's going to do here, and if it doesn't do what I think it's going to do, I'm not interested in the trade. That's exactly what happened, and we're filling out the thin spot. What's hitting me here is the lack of discipline for myself, and the fact that I can only trade from one direction. But it's primarily the lack of discipline. If you get in the market and you can't make money trading, it's not because the market is against you. It's because you're bad at your job. And so, that's something a trader has to think about all the time, because none of them make any money. But the only solution is to work more. Right? I'm watching the 13 at the 11. I'd push it back to 1650. I want to see how I entered on that. We're gonna have to end the review here and come back. I would get out right there because I didn't see the turn I wanted. I have some really nasty trades here. A lot of them are unnecessary losers. Emotional tilt from the beginning of the session. Or, I say that, but I really don't feel it as I should or as I used to. I'm getting much better. I know I'm getting much better, and I can see the progress. And that's what drives me to upload so much. Is I think I'm over the hump. I seriously do. I believe I'm over the hump, and I know I'm going to be profitable soon. See how there's still pressure now? I think, okay, it's going to run. I'm going to keep my stop wide. Actually, martingale, because I believe in the return pullback to the distribution. I'm not paying attention to the higher time frame market structure here, which I should be doing if I'm going to do this. I just think, yeah, some of the martingale on the low, which I did, and it paid off. I didn't have an exit point here, which is always bad. I think actually mine was 1675 was my exit point. I'm noticing the back ticking. Just fill me here. I know it's going to hit the distribution back up to 1825. I'm trying to play that now. I can't catch it. I can't catch that either. Oh, here's what I also did that I hate. There's a quote from Rob, who says, Rob is a trader that I follow, who says you can't chase. Towards the end of the session, I was chasing, thinking I'd make so much money. So I intentionally changed my strategy today, thinking I knew more. I intentionally changed my rules today, thinking I knew better. It would be to spots actively enough. Stick to RPB. Don't chase. Chasing is when the market ticks up without you and you follow it. That's a chase right there. See how it costs me money? So this is just poor trading. I think this is the big loser. Okay. They hit me. Good. VPOC shifts. I have a big loser up there. I don't know if it's a big loser. It was just an unnecessary trade from weak hands. See the 10? It's 1775 after beginning the trade. I'm not interested in holding that. I get out for 2 ticks and call it a day, which is great. I could do that all day. Where did I stick these two? I like this martingale. Notice how it can't get below 1725. We're probably going to hit the distribution here up at 1850 in a second. I'm watching 1725 and the tape. But more importantly, the bid ask and how it acts. We sit there now. That's not good. I want to see if the 41 empties on the Q, 1725. Buyers buy on the inside prints. They launch an attack. They hit me for one. They hit me for another. I'm going to go 1526, 51, 2126. I'll finish the rest of the review at the end of the day today.